World Finals Day 3. I am Sir DJ Cat, joined here by my fellow caster Vegas.
Welcome back again.
And today we are going to be looking at Disconnected Gaming versus Null Sector. Take a look at the bracket here. You can see yesterday we had Iris versus Kraken Gaming. Oh, Iris ended up winning that one. And before that we actually had Bulleet Ballet versus Hobo Sapiens, where Hobo Sapiens completely rolled, made their way into the upper bracket. So this is the final match of the quarterfinals. And whoever wins will go up against Iris in the semifinals. Take a look at the rosters here. We have Disconnected Gaming, Creek, Nocturnal, Chaotic, Calamity, and Conjurer. And on Null Sector we have Janky, Harbinger, Warped, Synchronize, and Mayo. Yeah, any thoughts, Vegas?
We better see some good Ramatra plays out of Nolson. For sure.
Yeah, especially you can see here that Disconnected picked Circuit Royale. And yeah, Ramatra's gonna be tough here. Really long stretches that they're gonna have to make up quickly. Very traditional to see something like a Sigma on the defense.
Which, compared to the usual grinds we see, Sigma can distance himself from the shield so much more, and it makes Nemesis's punching so much less effective as a result.
Yeah, because being able to punch through the shield is great, but Reinhardt, he's right next to the shield. Of course, it's gonna damage him, but the Sigma shield, he can just back away and it won't affect him. So we'll see how that goes.
Indeed, Sigma and Ramatra. Nocturnal on Sigma.
Very standard choice here from Disconnected. Alrighty, and we have the bet is also up. You can do !bet and then DC or null to vote for your favorite team. Here we go. Looks like Janky getting taken out very quickly.
Annihilated. Harbinger has to back off into this corner here. Hit by the rock.
And that was a brutal first fight there.
Nocturnal gonna get real close with the Sigma.
Hopefully trying to get a rock on the Janky.
Audio cues.
Yeah.
Yeah. As they are sitting back, they're eyeing the back way. Janky pulls out from that left side.
Big anti there.
Yeah, everyone on anti. Supports out. Harbinger and... Nope. Just hit by another rock. There goes Warp.
Harbinger finding the kills. But he's usually the last one alive, so he can't do too much, and that is a goofy turret spot.
How?
He's in the car. Let's see what the plan is here. Janky going straight for Nocturnal.
Could it work?
It's putting some damage in.
I mean, they can't shoot the turret, but the turret can't actually shoot anything that isn't directly on top of it.
Yeah.
Harbinger going to repair it, I think.
Man.
He can't hit the turret, though. Eventually, he has to give up, right?
You would think so, yeah.
There we go.
And looks like Null Sector making up a
Null
lot of ground.
Getting that push. But this is the optimal spot for Sigma. His ball, that is a terrible shield. Unless he's going for a strafe through. Not ideal with Ramatra, but I do see the strategy.
Yeah.
Ramatra goes down, Nocturnal pops ult, Brigitte out. Harbinger's poor turret down again. Harbinger down. And Mayo has to back off. We are 3 team fights in now. they've only barely made it even to the first point.
Yeah, they were
Oh,
making some good progress there, but Nocturnal
yeah,
with the
that
Graviton
Sigma
Flux.
ult was rough. Pushing through Sigma's shield.
Nocturnal
Genki
looking
uses
low here.
Nemesis just to block. Chaotic Nocturnal down. Warped pops ult on Calamity. No more antis for a bit. And now Creek has to back off. His long range damage really isn't worth trying to hold point for.
Yeah,
As Brigitte makes a push in,
very aggressive there.
and there he goes. There's first checkpoint. 3 minutes on the clock. And Disconnect is kind of pandering about, waiting for the respawns.
Yeah, I don't want to...
Moving in now.
Had to stay a second to regroup there. They're not going to have Creek in this next fight.
Ooh,
Harbinger popping lava.
somewhere. Oh, on point.
Right on the point. Don't want any touches.
Genki is holding on pretty well. Nocturnal is low. There he goes. Creek goes down with him. Another solid fight. I was really doubting my bet there at the start.
Yeah, I mean, that first fight was just absolute stomp there by Disconnect, but Null Sector bringing it back. Especially with
Yeah,
how
that
spread out they are.
Side flank was pretty effective.
Yeah. Looks like Disconnect will get nice
There's
touch
another
there. And there's
rock.
Annihilation with the anti.
Bam, bam, bam. Uh-oh. Double ults here. And now we've got Transcendence in and out. That was so much ult economy just gone.
Yeah. I mean,
But they did take point here. And they've got 3 minutes on clock still.
you saw that Disconnect had those ults ready, maybe looking to stop it, hold there a bit easier for them, but Null Sector threw everything they had into that, and it turned out quite well for them. Got another Graviton
Could have
Flux,
just
though.
been the ounce of prevention, knowing that they had ults ready.
Yeah,
As we see Dragon and Kitsune Rush come out. Sigma sits on ult here. And Disconnect does seem to retake for now. But not great considering the spawn for Null
Yeah,
Sector being
this
right
is-
across the street.
gonna be really hard to hold.
Genki slept and antied. Pushes through with Nemesis. Oh, he's right in Repulsor though. He might be dead here. There's Sigma ult.
Huge Graviton
Bam.
Flux.
Ooh,
And Chaotic coming in
dropped
there.
Serious kills as well. Nocturnal and Chaotic take 2 each.
Yeah, right at spawn, too, is really impressive.
But now they're down their ults. Synchronized might be able to pull off Calamity here. We've got airstrikes. Bam, bam, bam. Calamity, Creek, Conjurer, full wipe. Nocturnal finally going down to Harbinger. I think he kind of deserved it for that opening push.
Yeah. Yeah, really good ult there from Warped. Forced them to spread out.
And now we have to come up on yet another solid Sigma spot, though. Medium range. Right at that kind of range where the blast radius will hit everyone around the point.
Yeah, Repulsor doing a lot of damage there, but it looks like Calamity's going down first. Nocturnal following.
Conjurer. And then Chaotic and Creek going down in one swipe to synchronize his mace. Or flail, I suppose.
Yeah. I think, just the Ramatra is so good in those close quarters that Genki really made up the space, too, before any rocks could hit him.
Ooh,
Here comes the Nano. On the Creek.
synchronizes.
Big
Yeah,
Dragon as
pulls
soon as he
off
gets
the
it.
rock, though. Synchronize
Ooh, with
goes
the
down.
Annihilation.
Creek, Calamity, Nocturnal, Conjurer. That's a wipe. That's a win with 30 seconds on the clock. Bam. Nope. They're not on the point.
It's like they're
0.7 meters.
Doing a
and
bit
you're
of
not on the
trolling
point.
here.
Mayo, there you go. 25 seconds now.
Sort of making it a bit more painful for disconnect.
Insult to injury.
Yeah. Alright, let's see what the coaches have to say about that. Yeah, disconnect is looking strong at first, but I don't know how well the Sigma was working. Really janky making up the range before Nocturnal could get any hits in.
I mean, obviously, mirror is possible, especially with Ramatra, where just going Nemesis for Nemesis is highly viable, especially if you've got anti.
Yeah.
However, alternatively, what else could you try? Sigma again? Hopefully not Orisa, just so we can have other players playing something other than Orisa this time around.
Yeah. I mean, Orisa, even though, like, I don't know, Janky, he's got a pretty strong Ramatra, so I mean, I think we saw yesterday, with Kraken, they tried the Ramatra against the Orisa and it didn't work, but I think Janky could pull it off a bit better.
You can't be the tank of Null Sector and not play the tank from Null Sector.
True, yeah. Such a serious team, but they really stay in character.
Gotta respect some LARP.
You do, yeah. And it worked out well for him.
Glory.
Only 25 seconds. I think that hold on
But
the beginning of third point kind of burnt some down.
yeah, still, this map already is so tight on time, it feels like.
Yeah.
We'll see what we have, though, entering the second round here. Now with disconnect on attack.
I don't think we'll see a Sigma. I think they realize that that's not going to work with the way Janky's playing.
Yeah, and on attack, having to move up the shield every time, because you can't put it on the card. It's not on you. It's not really doing a service to your team once the card is ahead.
Yeah.
What do we got here? I think I'm seeing a Winston.
Winston, Tracer, Genji. More of a dive comp here. Hopefully get into that back line.
Indeed, sticking with an Ana. I do not blame them. That is probably one of the strongest picks they had previously.
Yeah.
I mean, Anti won them that first fight.
Yeah, just getting at Anti, especially with the way the disconnect or Null Sector was grouping up.
Right. And here they go. Janky slept already. Ana putting in the work as expected. But Conjurer and Calamity going down. No supports out. And they're already backing off, just waiting for that quick respawn.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what I don't know what Nocturnal was doing there. That was really weird. He didn't really engage in the fight much. I'm not sure if it was
I
just...
think he just didn't have a chance.
Like, yeah.
Supports out that fast.
Oh, like Nocturnal himself.
And he got hit with Discord. Bam, Conjurer, Calamity, Nocturnal, Chaotic Creek, down. But, third time's the charm, have we seen previously.
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah, the dive, Nocturnal really just needs to get a good dive in. But it's so hard. Yeah, look at the Vortex. They're already slowing him down. Harbringer pushing up.
Brigitte is just so strong against dive. I mean, he can just protect the Zen, and therefore Zen keeps Discord Orb on, and that's so much rougher to dive against.
Yeah.
Yeah, Creek can't even get in hits as Tracer. Can't even get close.
Yeah, you saw him. He had synchronized low, but Mayo doing a lot on the Zenyatta.
Would love to see the leaderboard on this Zen gameplay.
Yeah, it's got to be huge numbers for Mayo, especially with the Discord Orb. Let's see, only 2 minutes left.
Here we go. Nocturnal goes for another dive again. Let's see. Nope. Tapped up. And you have Torb, the daughter, and Zen putting in damage. Zen staying either on the kill or on the support feed.
Yeah. I mean, that turret, too. Forcing them to try and work with that first before they attack the rest of the team, but by then, Nocturnal just can't survive long enough. It actually looks like he's switching over to Orisa.
And sure was enjoying not seeing her. But hopefully they can at least take point.
Speaking of
Oh
which,
no. Oh no. That's right on Calamity. Calamity and Creek out to warp to ult.
Annihilation and
Oh,
Transcendence pop there.
and Annihilation. Brothers sticking together here.
Got absolute death ball there. Looks
And
like
now Orisa is alone. Tight space against Nemesis.
you not want to see
Tries
that.
to take high ground there to get around, but is still stranded. Conjurer misses Suzu.
And Jackie's so low, but he
Genki
survives.
is slept.
The sleep was so good.
One
Chaotic
minute
does
hits
finally
to
get
cover
Mayo.
him.
Not
Yeah,
looking as
Mayo
bad.
being down could be a turning point, but Harbinger's turret is still in the fight, even if it's low.
And Warp was able to back off there. Do some damage. It's a better fight, but even if they can win this next one, they're going into overtime. And that's going to be very hard to push.
And, I mean, they still have such a squishy composition. Their DPS can't really touch for too long, even with a Tracer. Because Tracer versus Bastion, it doesn't look too good. But there's Bastion down to Genji.
Yeah, look at
They're all
Chaotic.
so low, but they can touch here. They're pulling it off. There goes Genki to a melee from Nocturnal. Mayo held on for a bit though, but there goes Conjurer and Mayo going for the tag team on each other. And
Yeah.
now they're pushing it into overtime here.
This is going to be such a hard push, especially they had to pop everything they had. You had the Nano onto Chaotic, which worked out great, but only a Dragon Blade for this next fight. Maybe a Terror Surge if you can draw it out long enough.
And in contrast, Brigitte has Rally ready.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Big
that's
support
rough.
up there.
And Zen potentially could get in Transcendence here.
Yeah, there's a big
See
anti
how
though.
the DPS plays out. Yeah, anti on Genki, Warped, and Harbinger. Genki is forced to back off, low health.
Big Terror
There's
Surge there from
Rally,
Nocturnal.
There's Terror Surge.
Double
Bam!
kill.
Warp can synchronize out Harbinger and his turret down.
But
Hold
Genki's
to
still
Nocturnal.
alive.
Genki holds
Trying
points
to touch.
alone, fearlessly.
And
It's
they
looking
do
like
it.
They're gonna take that point though.
Yeah, they get the checkpoint. Great fight there, especially the Terror Surge coming in from Nocturnal, just finishing off those DPS. And they got another 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
And in that time, we've got Torb and Bastion's ult ready again. Very
Yeah.
solid for just keeping a point clear.
Yeah, the lava. Especially we saw it on this almost exact same spot earlier. Might want to
Yeah.
save it for that door though, because that's a hard one to push.
There's
no.
Artie. Nope. Popping it right now. We're right here. Clear the point with everything you've got. Genki and Nocturnal right at each other's throats. Conjurer tries to intervene. He may go down here as well though. Genki is low. It's close. There goes Harbinger to an anti. Conjurer takes Genki. And supports live it out.
Somehow, Calamity and Conjurer are able to stay alive in that fight. You saw the Nano go out there, which I think helped a ton.
They abandoned point though.
Yeah, Conjurer going up, seeing if anyone's peeking early. Doesn't look like it. But great work there. Looks like Null Sector are going to get another touch. You're still waiting for Nocturnal to get back. Luckily, Genki's slap buys him some time. There's another big anti.
Triple anti. There's Transcendence. I mean, now or never here. This could be it. We've got turrets out. We've got the point clear. And we've got a minute on the clock.
This is rough for DC. I think this is even better spot to defend. You're really, if you want to walk down that long stretch of road, you're going to have to worry about the turret and Warped, the Bastion
Yeah,
there.
the turret is an optimal spot here. You've got stairs covered. You've got the long covered. And Not even counting that Zen is sitting right by it. There goes Mayo, though. Down to Nocturnal. Bam! Uh-oh. Terra Surge might take
Once
Jenki, though.
again, Nocturnal at the last second hits a Terra Surge to finish out the fight. Should be noted too, Chaotic had a great Dragon Blade on the Mayo.
Mayo is low there.
Yeah,
Was
wins the fight,
getting
but
hit by his own balls. There goes checkpoint. 1.5 minutes on the clock. It is not looking like they'll hold down to that 25 seconds. So even if it's a tie here, I would give it to Null Sector if that last point is touched.
yeah. It's gonna be, yeah, they're gonna have to keep winning fights, and they just used the Nano, which is really only got janky with that. Not sure they got the maximum amount of value, but they do have a pulse bomb. We haven't.
Which
I feel bad, but
might
Conjurer
be
with the
a big one, right?
Kitsunes.
Yeah.
Here we go, Warp.
Immediately, I mean, he was spamming Q. He was getting that ult out the gate. Chaotic low there, Chaotic down, Calamity and Conjurer down.
There goes
Mayo
Freak.
putting in so much work this match. This might have been what the coaches meant by TPS Senora, because he is acting like it.
Yeah, that's a good fight there. Gives Null Sector a chance to regroup. They got 3 ults. The Transcendence could be so big. Mayo is just absolutely dominating.
3 ults, 20 seconds, and we haven't even made contact yet. Orisa just kind of trotting over just to the entrance of point 2.
Here's the Molten Core.
Boy,
Lava goes out.
That.
But it looks like...
Nocturnal is holding out, but against
gotta touch.
everyone? For how long?
And he can't get close enough.
Harbinger takes a tap. Bam. Point clear. Null Sector wins.
Wow.
That was solid.
That was great from Null Sector. Even though Genki went down almost immediately. They're really Harbinger, especially on the Torb and then Mayo with the Zen. They would just put out enough damage that Nocturnal couldn't even get on the point. So yeah, let's see what map Disconnected decides to go to.
I expect Disconnected to go for more long-range stuff here.
Yeah,
Potentially moving away from the usual hybrids and card, just maybe straight brawl points.
yeah,
Sticking to Orisa possibly, because losing to the Zen and Bastion at longer ranges, they may just want to get in close. And here we do see, what, New Queen Street?
yes, it looks like it's gonna be New Queen Street, which, yeah, like you said, we've seen a lot of hybrid and escort here, but Disconnect gonna challenge that a bit. Want something more brawly, I think, because some of their individual
Take the
fights are
corners.
great.
Yeah. However, I still am sure the long points will be pretty tough for both teams. I mean, it's up to the DPS and supports for the most part, which we see even supports can put in so much long range work compared to the DPS, which are really better suited for closer range brawl stuff. Keeping a tank in the fight, dealing with supports that get too close. That's how it is in these higher level games.
Yeah, definitely. Curious to see what the comps are going to be. I mean, you can play the Ramatra here pretty well, I think.
Yeah,
Only
that's
other
what
thing I could see from Null Sector is maybe an Orisa, but Ramatra worked out well for them
I
last
hope
time.
not. Yeah. 5 seconds. What have we got? Nocturnal on Rhine. I like it.
Yeah. Very nice pick against
And-
the Ram.
Calamity on Baptiste. A classic. Ridiculous burst damage.
And basically, you know, can save your team in almost any situation. especially with warp on those bastion ults. Should be able to help them out quite a bit.
And inversely, we have Freak and Chaotic on Reaper and McCree, respectively. As said, pretty close range in comparison. But Contra providing speed boost via Lucio is going to be a huge advantage, especially with Ryan already going for charges. We're seeing Disconnect still losing the fight here, though. Everyone's low. Nocturnal and... Ooh, Nocturnal goes down there to Harbinger.
Very close to winning, but can't quite pull it out.
Janky was low. Like, if Mayo had one more hit on him, that might have turned the fight.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially too,
that slow push.
Nocturnal didn't even get a pin, just knocked them back a bit. Hopefully, get a quick pin on Janky, or warped even, I bet, would help turn the fight.
Yeah.
Oh, and Calamity already goes down.
Pin, counter pin there. Synchronize knocks Ron. And bam, clear again.
Another fight.
Brutal. This may be a real fast game if Disconnect cannot pull it together.
Already got checkpoint on Null Sector. Nocturnal just, you saw he went for the pin. I think it was Mayo was his target, but Synchronized came in there with the shield bass on Brig, which, you know, will stun a Reinhardt out.
That is the real power of Brigitte, in my opinion. Being such a direct counter to Ryan's most powerful tool like that.
Yeah.
In
Once
turn,
again.
it, of course, knocks her, but also the Ryan down. And typically with Ryan dives, he's alone, and Brigitte is with the team.
Yeah.
Ryan's dead.
Nothing you can do against it. Maybe a Shatter, though. I mean, Nocturnal's got more ult charge than Janky does. If he can get a Shatter, I think that would help turn the tide, but already a lot of progress for Null Sector. Pin on the Synchronize.
I believe Mayo thought the same thing, though. He expected a Shatter there. With Shatter now charged, whole lot of ults charged, in fact. The good old-fashioned Shatter Deadeye could come out here. But it's gonna be close. They're making the push towards that last little stretch.
Here we go. Big Shatters.
Nocturnal engages.
Boom!
There's Shatter. There's the Deadeye. Bam! Warped out to Deadeye. Chaotic also takes Mayo. Janky takes a pin.
Finally.
Brigitte went out to Creek, and there you go. But they have one hell of a push all the way across. Plenty of time due to being steamrolled from start to finish of that last fight.
That was like, what, 3-4 fights in a row that they lost? Had to bring out the big Shatter Deadeye. They do have Death Blossom and a window, even a beat. So they have ult advantage, but Janky might be able to just deny that with the Annihilation. Here we go.
Potentially Death Blossom, though.
Look at that.
We don't see it come out, though. Yeah. There goes Ramatra ult. And now we're just down to Rally on Null Sector.
I mean, if I were Disconnect, I would have just popped everything there. Try and bait out the Annihilation, because the Rally isn't going to be able to do much against a beat.
Yeah. I mean, purely more healing
yeah.
in that exact moment where it really matters. Especially against Death Blossom.
Nocturnal almost gets Mayo there. Really targeting him.
Damage window. Bam, bam, bam. They are making the most of it. There goes the pin.
There we
as
go.
soon as Brigitte is out of the way. Brigitte could not get in time. And
There we
Synchronize
go.
on Brigitte goes down. To Creek again as well. Creek has been playing quite well on Reaper here, trying to deal with supports as efficiently as possible, especially when they just seem to be the biggest threat.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the shotgun's a close range against someone like Mayo. You know, Zen is so squishy at close range. There's nothing he can do. Maybe get a quick charge off.
Yeah. I mean, Reaper similarly can go down quite fast to a few dinks, but he can just phase.
And there's another Shatter
He can just
with the
ignore it
beat.
entirely. Bam, bam, bam. Oh boy, Death Blossom and Deadeye at the same time.
Once again. Chaotic.
All of that just to win a team fight. That is the
that
issue
was
here.
everything they had.
He goes in alone. He does not care. He does take that pin though. Almost, in fact. Hunter just finishes him off before that pin even lands.
I think
Still,
a lot of
90-meter push.
yeah, I mean, like I said last fight, you need to put everything into just getting it around the first corner, make some progress. They're gonna get checkpoint, I think, right before Null Sector comes back.
But now they have to at least hold it for a second while the bot is stationary. Janky is holding out. Nocturnal is low. There's a big invuln field for a moment. Transcendence is out. Artie drops. How do you win this? There goes everyone. Disconnect loses that team fight, but at the cost of all of Null Sector's ults.
Yeah, so many ult dump fights. It takes so much to take out these teams. But yeah, the Transcendence, Annihilation. What are you gonna do against that? But they get respawn before they lose checkpoint, which is nice. Able to get back in the fight fast, but Nocturnal is kind of by himself here. Hopefully this flank by Creek pays
Harbinger
off.
just pushing alone for a second there. Reaches over to front forward spawn. And Null keeps on moving.
And this is a rough fight.
Ramatra leads the charge.
Can they even get a touch?
I mean, even if they did, there it is.
There's the
Torb
lava.
drops ult.
Right on the stairs. Null Sector wins another one.
I think my confidence was very well placed here.
Yeah, Null Sector.
Against the odds.
I think we saw this with Iris yesterday too. They found a comp that works for them and they're just locked in on it.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes being a one trick is enough. It's just up to how do you maintain being able to counter even your counters on your one trick. Clearly, they figured it out for Ramatra. I mean, sure, they've lost a few times, particularly to Terra Surge and such, but they still managed to come back and come back strong.
I think the Orisa was working out better than the Reinhardt. I mean, you think if, Nocturnal, if he can get a good pin, then it's over. Yeah. But he just wasn't able to get it. The Brigitte just stopping it before it can even get started.
Yeah, very strong set of counters. And with Terra Surge, you can just wait for the Nemesis cooldown to come on, and then you pop it, and that's usually a near guaranteed kill. Unless they have a Life Weaver or something, you can't run away fast enough.
Yeah.
So tight. And I, of course, do not expect Null Sector to change comp yet, but let's see if this bites them back.
Yeah, I mean, Disconnected, they have a lot to work with in terms of strategy. You can sort of figure out, okay, what's going to hard counter Ramatra? You think it will be the Reinhardt, didn't work, going to have to be able to move on to something else. They've learned the play style, though.
Yeah, I'm thinking they'll stick to close range on DPS. That was brutal against the Brigitte and Zen, and that is the essential picks before you even try and go for the tank. There we go. Ilios.
Interesting pick. Again, more brawl focused.
Yeah. And so I'm expecting something very brawly. What do we got?
I mean, yeah, Ramatra's still going to be good here. He's just really versatile. And we see the Malga from Disconnect. We saw how well this can work with Smurf on cheaters playing here. One of the first games in the bot league. Very impressive.
Switching out Reaper from May as well. The zoning on these kinds of maps will go crazy. Because, especially here on point, look at the entrances you have. You can block off one sightline and that makes things way harder. Especially if Ramatra is a Nemesis.
Yeah. I think, yeah, hoping to maybe have a D12 moment with the May, just stall while the respawns come in.
Yeah. If Mauga can hold together on his own, that again will just prove to hold even without any teammates.
Genki taking
But
some damage, but
because he has no shield. That is Ramacho's strength, is that he punches shields like nothing.
yeah.
But there you go. Null Sector takes first. Nocturnal
Colonel
stands
stuck.
alone for so long there.
Yeah, does not work out well. I mean, the Mauga looks strong.
Yeah.
Had Genki pretty low
I mean,
there.
we saw how it sustained. It
Yeah.
has potential. We just need the May, especially, now that that's a major change, to really figure out where to place themselves and who to hit.
Yeah, I think Warped, if the Mei wall can block off Warp for a second while they get their bearings during these fights, I think that would definitely help. But he's
Yeah.
got good positioning here. Look at him just go into the corner
And
there.
if you take a bird's eye view, you see Synchronized and Warp tend to stick together with Mayo. And
Yeah.
those tend to be the big shifts in a fight. You just block them off, and Genki can go down so fast.
Yeah.
And there you saw that the wall did leave Genki alone, but Mauga was already alone, and it was over from there. They've only got about 2 more team fights to take. Nocturnal on Orisa now. Who would have guessed?
They really need a clutch pick here. I think part of it, Nocturnal, he's going in without a lot of support. Immediately Warp, focusing them down. What are you
Orisa
gonna
went
do?
even worse than Mauga. Chaotic. I mean, Chaotic and Creek survived the longest easily. They are the ones that run into the point the least.
Yeah.
But I think they should be taking advantage of the fact they're not on point to just flank. I mean, you've got Orisa on point distracting. Just go for backline pick.
Yeah.
Because Conjurer down again already. You've got Nocturnal alone. And there goes Calamity and Nocturnal.
Chaotic's
Well,
got the
again,
Deadeye, but ugh.
yeah, that was terrible
Just
for disconnect here.
didn't even get a flip. Alright. This is, I mean, we're on match point for disconnects. This has been very one-sided. And especially they came in so strong in qualifiers. Just,
Easily. Even those first team fights you saw,
yeah.
they held perfectly. But Null Sector just altered how they played just right, I suppose. Very flexible, even without changing characters. I'm sure their coach is so mad right now. They pulled through for so long just to get obliterated by a team of robot LARPers.
Yeah, that's, putting it that way does not look good for disconnect. This is, yeah, they get one more shot. I
They're
don't know what
about to
you pick
get
here.
disconnected from their funding if they don't pull through.
Yeah, for real. This is, would not be surprised if they're gonna have to take a season off or something.
Hope their merch sells, because it's not looking like they're getting prize money here.
Especially, we saw earlier today, very, avid fans of Disconnect, sort of like Blue, one of the more fan favorite. Everybody loves Disconnect, so it'll be sad to see them lose this early. I mean, it is double elimination, so they'll get another chance, but you want to get into that upper bracket, have that safety net.
However, I must say, if they do lose, there is the potential of Blue versus Disconnect on the second roster.
Yeah, that would
That will
be
be exciting.
that would be quite a fight. Although, I mean, Blue's game against cheaters was a bit closer than this, the 2-3 as opposed to, what is this,
Yeah.
2-0?
I believe it was down to bad luck.
Yeah,
You know, they could have gotten farther.
that
But
Lucio
here we
boop
go.
against Dawn did not help at the end there.
Here we go. Nocturnal on Sigma again, hitting 360s. There we go. There's another.
See what they can pull out here.
Popping out shield. I mean, here, I think the shield abilities are a bit more matched up. But
Again,
Nocturnal was way too aggressive.
that seems to be
He
kind
just
of
went
his
into
downfall
melee
right now.
range there.
I don't know what he's doing. He's been so aggressive on every hero, regardless of where his supports are. He just pushes in. And that can work. You know, we saw Dawn on the Doomfist. He was able to jump into that backline and take out supports. But with Warped there, you
That's
just can't do
Doomfist,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. In the Sigma. It may
I
work
mean,
with Rhine.
On Sigma, yeah. That is not the choice to be so ridiculously point-blank aggressive.
Yeah. And it's taking him a
But
while to
he
get
is
back.
perfect for poking here. There we see him going for a bit of flank.
Finally.
Potentially going for a backline.
Creek does get Mayo. That could be
takes a
huge.
Rock on Janky. Low. We see some serious throws. Nocturnal holds out for a bit, but Warped blasts him. Janky gets in some triple punches on Nemesis. And they keep holding.
Yeah. Looking very good here for Null Sector.
2 more team fights, and then Null Sector wins.
Yeah.
Not good. Not good.
Not ideal for Disconnect right now. Making a big change up. Going with Malga Bastion. Trying to mirror Warp.
Junkrat?
I think the Junkrat has worked out pretty well. We saw Chaotic get some nice picks, but doesn't mean much when you have Nocturnal jumping into the hole. Oh, he's whip shot in.
Bonked by Synchronize, and then Conjurer follows.
This is
and
just...
then Mayo finishes them off with Chaotic going down last.
They might not even get a touch. If they do, it's gonna be close, but they need to be there now.
Such bad luck. Immediately having your tank launched into the abyss right off the bat. Come on.
Might not even touch.
Nocturnal has to touch.
Nocturnal
5,
going for a
4,
flank. What is
3,
he doing?
2,
Oh,
1.
thank goodness.
We see the touch, but here we go with the artillery.
And there's the lava.
Ults, more ults. Harbinger comes out with
And
molten
there's
core.
Calamity can't touch in time. Oh my.
Null Sector hold through.
A 3-0 stomp. That was wild. I don't think anyone was expecting that. Disconnected tried so many different comps. But Null Sector, once like Iris, they found something that works and they're gonna stick to it. Oh man.
But now we're moving on to what? Second bracket?
Yeah, if we take a look at the bracket here, so it looks like Disconnected are going into the lower bracket. Null Sector is going to be up against Iris, and it looks like our next match is going to be BLU versus Bulleet Ballet. That's going to be Bulleet did not do. I mean, Null Sector definitely stomped, but Disconnect did put up a bit of a fight, especially on circuit. Bulleet didn't get anything. So I think heavily favored
They
for
were
Blue.
clueless.
Yeah.
Easily, yeah.
So, alright, we're going to take a quick break, and then we will hop right into that. Don't go anywhere. Alrighty, we are back with the Overwatch Bot League World Finals. Right now, Blue and Bulleet Ballet are going up against each other on King's Row.
I'm hoping to see Blue take it. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think, you know, Blue had an awful match here. Last time they did play here against cheaters, they just barely missed out on touching, sort of, not C9. Dom was booped away from the payload, but not a way you want to go out.
All too true. Struggling with the name there.
Just a little bit, yeah. I don't think any of us were expecting that to go so fast.
Dawn on Orisa, very interesting. And even more interesting is that he's going up against Orion. Let's see how this works out.
Swapped a bit there, yeah. You don't want to play Ryan into Orisa.
Yeah, Dicta going for the flank here on the Orisa. Gets in a little bit of damage, but he's taking so much more. D10, unsurprisingly, bam, 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 taking out Punkarat, wiping Reinhardt across the concrete.
Absolutely. Yeah, D10, very strong player.
Lucio on Bullfrick is giving a little bit of speed boost. Always nice on Ryan. When you're melee dependent and you're going up against anyone with mobility, that extra speed boost makes such a difference. The issue is he isn't getting actual healing support. And hence, there he goes again. By Wi-Fi.
Killed by the support too. Not good, but yeah, Dawn, look at Blue looking very strong. They do not want to lose to arguably the worst team in the league.
I mean, I do not think there would be a whole lot of fanfare for something like that.
Big Doug swapping over the Orisa, trying to mirror this a bit.
Oh, Biotic already low. Baptiste versus Baptiste. Tyler takes Healbot, but Don Pablo takes Dig Dug, who has mirrored with Orisa.
Such a funny thing that Punkrat tried to do there. Tried to do a bit of D12.
If I was Pablo, I would switch Ryan now to even psych them out further. switch the board completely.
Yeah, that would be... He's probably just going to use the Terra Surge and immediately swap back. That would be such a funny little troll. And here's the High Noon.
Huge
Tyler.
ult. But no one's on point.
I think the High Noon forced them off. I mean, but here's a Terra Surge from Dawn. It's going to be huge.
Bam, that's a double.
Full frickin' Tyler taken out.
Tyler out. And they go back for the touch.
And immediately Dawn turning that fight around.
Dig Dug alone. How long can he hold? Wi-Fi takes him again.
They didn't even get a tick. That was such a good disengage too there from Blue. Went around the corner, didn't get taken out by Tyler's Deadeye, and then were able to come back full force with that Terra Surge.
So many ults were wasted as well.
Yeah.
All for the cost of Deadeye.
Might get a window there, but here D10
there
popping
goes
ult.
D10 popping ult. I'm expecting some picks. D10 takes Punkrat. Pablo takes Probiotic. Dig Dug is alone at this point. Support gone. Tyler kind of way off in the distance.
Not sure what he was trying to do.
In.
And now you got the Death Blossom from D12. That could be big. I mean, Blue showed they only need one ultimate to turn these fights around, where it's going to take, I think, Bulleet are going to need a multiple to win this first point. If they even can, because they have one more fight.
Blue wasted, what, 2, 3 of their ults? And, I mean, Pablo just pops Terra Surge, and that's it.
And there's the Death Blossom.
There we go.
Big Death Blossom from
D12, Death
D12.
Blossom.
Bullfrog maybe gonna get
D12
touch.
takes 2, Pablo
And he's
takes
out.
2, and finishes off with a 3rd on Bullfrog.
And you saw
I expect nothing less.
that was such a stomp
Clean
there.
and concise.
Not
But the
much.
real question is, will they pull through on attack?
Yeah, that'll
It
be.
doesn't matter if they don't cap.
They did struggle attacking, I think. I mean, the Orisa was a very safe pick, but I doubt we'll see Dawn keep on the Orisa.
I sure hope not. It's so much more boring to commentate on. The moveset is more surrounding herself than the actual team and how they engage with each other.
Yeah.
Now, naturally, I'm hoping to see the return of Ryan on this attack.
I hope we see it, yeah.
Although, at this point, now that we've seen a bit more gameplay of it, I could see some more players trying out Sigma as well.
Sigma.
Potentially even more Doomfist. We'll see.
Hi, Doomfist will be interesting. You saw Dawn pulled it out just for the win on New Queen Street and immediately went back to the Rhine.
Indeed.
So yeah, I'll be curious. I mean, yeah, Blue, pretty much, I think any comp, they've got this in the bag, but you never know what Bulleet could pull out.
Switching
And
sides.
all Blue needs is a tick. One team fight.
One team fight, and I believe they have it.
Maybe if we see that, I mean, Bulleet might pick a map that's more to their. I mean, they did pick this map. I don't.
Yeah, I
What
sure
else are you
hope
gonna
they win
choose?
on it.
I just, yeah, they. I don't.
To
Did
be
they?
fair, looking back, this was a huge turning point for Blues versus Cheaters. I do understand that choice.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did they watch the VOD of Blue versus
I mean,
Cheaters? And maybe they did. They saw how Blue struggled on the attack. They're like, okay, we might just forfeit our attack, but if we can hold and I don't know, draw? I guess that's sort of the only thing you're gonna get.
yeah, here we see Dig Dug, as expected, on Sigma.
Dawn on the Winston.
Yeah. I
Might.
mean, this first little section, that's as good as it gets for Sigma.
Yeah.
But in a decent counter for Sigma as well. Somehow laying ahead of themselves
I
with
think
the
they
counter.
they want to dive very quickly and take this point out.
Yeah.
They don't
As
want the
soon
Sigma
as
set
you're
up.
on, you're basically set to win.
Defend objective A.
D10 sticking to Sojourn. Understandable, of course.
D12 on the Tracer again, trying to support that dive comp. Here we go, Dawn with the flank.
Dig Dug has misplaced the shield effectively. Everyone just goes around it. Wi-Fi dropping Suzus and Kunais. Punkrat takes Healbot. D10 takes Probiotic. It's looking like Blue's losing this though.
Look at Punkrat. That was an absolutely fantastic play there. I don't. That was crazy.
Dig Dug pops Kinetic Grasp just for the
Just in
just
case.
for the fans and the cameras.
Yeah.
You know, gotta show off. Although he only got what, 1 kill and an assist there.
And Dig Dug
Not
misses the rock.
crazy for a thing. Oh, Pablo, back to Ryan. He goes
There it
for
goes,
a
gets
charge,
Wolfric.
lands the charge, shielding his lads. It is over.
And there,
Just
Blue.
as you've got to expect out of Pablo. Bam. And
they-
that is a win.
That was, you know, Dawn. He's like, okay, try the Winston. Maybe we can get a quick win with the dive, but much more comfortable on the Reinhardt, and you can tell.
Yeah. He went straight between charges. He went to a slash or two, straight to shield to support DPS, and it was over.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. now. I
Let's see.
certainly hope they can keep that up. And it is quite interesting that Blue did not use a Baptiste, as that is so very common in these comps, but
Yeah,
opted
basically,
for a Lucio.
Lucio just didn't
It's
have any value. Like, I feel like, I don't know.
it's
Just,
so unorthodox, but they clearly pulled it off.
yeah, I think, I don't know.
The
It's,
speed is great, but compared to everything Baptiste brings to the table, it's not ideal.
yeah,
Like, you could have gone, well, King Ko Juno, but you could have gone Juno and provided similar buff.
yeah. Yeah, the Lucio just doesn't seem, I mean, I guess the speedy Ryan is good, but Baptiste with the
Yeah.
invuln is just so much more helpful, I feel like, in the long term.
Yeah. Because, sure, getting to point is good, but if you can't stay alive on point, then you're
Yeah.
just going to be spending a whole lot more time getting to point again.
Ready for battle.
Yeah.
Here we go. Reinhardt v. Reinhardt. That's as
Quite,
exciting as it gets to me.
quite a brazen pick there, from Bulleet. I don't know if I want to challenge Don's Reinhardt.
uh, I'd be impartial to it, but Dig Dug does not have the time behind Ryan. I am not too sure about this.
Yeah.
Round 1.
Like, he will be up to Suzu clutches from Probiotic, or maybe sleeps, because once he's pinned, he's lost. That is it. The best he can hope for is a double pin stun.
Yeah.
There we see an exchange. Fire slashes. Dig Dug already half.
Look at
Pablo
Dig Dug
has
there.
no damage.
Out of his element,
What
you can
is
tell.
he doing? Poorly timed Suzu as well. There's the pin. Bam. Fire slashed out. And Hunkrat just backs off on the Mei.
Yeah.
Didn't even bother trying to contest. Just popped the wall to not get pinned as well.
Yeah. Just, I mean, he survived, didn't stagger, which is always nice, but,
Yeah,
I
Dig
don't-
Dug back to Malga. Hoping to just sustain instead of directly engage Ryan to Ryan.
Needs to play a bit further back, though. Immediately, yeah. He goes further back, alright.
Interesting.
Not sure what that play was.
But Pablo is the other direction. He
True,
could
Tyler
benefit
gets
from
heal
this,
bot.
but he abandoned his team there. And now he's alone with Punkrat.
There's Punkrat.
Bam! Pinned. Who would have guessed? And now Dig Dug alone. Pablo wipes the floor with him. This is why he's a fan favorite. Nothing gets in the way. The Dawn keeps his title
Yeah.
indefinitely.
He's such a strong tank. Just knows how to play Reinhardt so well. He disengaged and kind of, left his team out in the open, but he knew they could handle it. And was able to take out
Yeah.
Bulleet's supports. Here we
He's
get
such a confident tank that his supports don't need to go for the meta, as we've noticed.
yeah.
And there we see a shatter.
Big shatter.
Punkrat down.
Not coming back from that. Was not
Nope,
coming
now
back.
Punkrat is the only one alive, but I mean, all the ults
Yeah.
right on you. How much longer will you live?
Not much you can do about that.
Pablo has barely even taken damage.
Yeah.
I mean,
Probably no.
It's just clean wipe after wipe.
And that's gonna be
Being
round
backed
2.
up by D10 and D12 on Sojourn and Tracer. I mean, they keep it clean for him.
Yeah.
Score 1-0.
going into well now. It'll be all too funny to see a repeat of our previous game as we see a Mauga on the field. With a Lucio even, which arguably more optimal for the Boops than the Brigide.
Yeah.
5, 4,
Yeah, the the boops are gonna be quite funny.
1.
And we gotta make sure that, I mean, we saw earlier,
Objective.
the Mauga charges, you can quite easily go down into that well.
Yeah, even on accident, just that extra jump where you can't really control the vector.
Yeah.
You get moved, jostled a bit on such a tight point, and you're gone. Not even counting potential pins.
Look at
And
the
there's
pin
one
there.
now. Big Doug down to half. Even with cardiac, he's still only sustaining half. Slowly getting shredded away.
Finally.
Infone clutches it up though, and they take this point. But for how long? Bulleet just barely got that in that first team fight. And it's possible that Blue is already prepared to counter now.
Yeah. Yeah, Tyler, it's funny, you know, Punkrat, I mean, hence the name, is usually the one to play Junkrat, but Tyler looking pretty good on it right now.
Ooh. Pablo is doing some pretty solid shield
Oh,
frames.
look at that.
Ooh. Hitting that 180 flick. Dig Dug and Punkrat basically alone, but they hold out long enough again.
So many people went into the well there. That was crazy, and you saw,
Even
Tyler,
B10.
like, what? You saw
Yeah.
Tyler, he booped that Reinhardt right above the Mauga. That really, I mean, if you, Dig Dug was quite low at the end of that fight, so if you had pinned him, that probably would have been over. But I think Tyler definitely bringing a lot to the table with this Junkrat.
Yeah, Pin probably was on cooldown just barely.
Yeah.
Spamming shift there, trying to get it in. But he was just too low already. And there we see Pablo may go down again. He's got to hold
He's
on to
antied.
that shield.
Wi-Fi resets as D10 does. Oof, it is.
Yeah.
Finally, Bulleet's getting into their element here. This Mauga combo with Tyler on the Junkrat is looking pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, half of the kills for Blue are probably down to just environmentally falling in the well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's up to major skill here, but Bulleet may at least take a point.
Yeah, it looks like they are.
Yep.
Dawn went for a flank. It kind of misjudged the timing.
Yeah. Although, I mean, if he went straight through, you got Riptire ready, he
Yeah.
wouldn't have lived
A
anyway.
lot of ults that could counter that. And we'll see what the coaches say about that. Blue might want to make some adjustments for the last point.
Nora Hardy, 69 here. Do we drop our dearest Discord as a community for our wonderful tournament?
Yes.
Then we shall.
Yeah, maybe we should start a Discord server. I did whisper you, Noah, by the way, on my alt. And yeah, but we should start a Discord. The official Overwatch Bot League Discord, where you can talk to all your favorite players.
Hit up like 40 chat GPT bots. And what have we got? Reinhardt, naturally. We're seeing Reaper coming out here. Let's see how that works out.
Round 3.
Obviously, I believe in D12 regardless of what he plays, but how much has he played Reaper? We'll see if
Yeah.
he's been training him a bit. Not that, in my personal opinion, Reaper takes much training.
You
Yeah,
get close, you
Maybe
shoot
he has some
shotguns.
tech. Yeah, I mean, it has some serious tech. So walking at enemy and shooting them.
Oh, and the anti there on the Dawn. The inbound just
Ooh.
barely saves him.
Pablo is getting bounced around though. He's holding on, but not long. He is low. There we go. Yeah, that was not good. Not good at all. And D12 backs off.
Blue. They brought out the Baptiste for the inbound, but that anti is so deadly against Dawn when he makes his big dives.
Yeah, the anti with just getting bounced around by Junkrat, so he can't really support his team quite optimally.
Yeah.
And even it will get him out of a good pin if it's well timed. Here we go for our second team fight though.
Dawn escapes the anti, but still very tight. Not able to get much space here.
Yeah, he doesn't hit the pin there. Invuln is in play. There's a shatter though.
Goes straight for Tyler, pins him off the map.
I would do the same after being bullied.
And it looks like, yeah, Bulleet are gonna hold the point. That was, oh man, you know Tyler has been just harassing everybody on Ilios, and Dom was a little annoyed at that, I think. Just a bit.
You know what? It isn't about winning around here. It's about sending that message.
Let's see what Blue do. They're not swapping. Did use the shatter there, might have a window. Slept out. Doesn't get anti,
Riptire
thankfully.
is ready though. Oh, Riptire and Blizzard. That is bad.
And here we
Blizzard
go.
dropped out.
And
Riptire
Tyler
dropped
gets
out.
revenge.
Only takes Pablo. Gotta take an eye for an eye there. D12 is just barely on point though. He can't stand up to a whole team even with his regen. And there we go.
And there is
Wow.
point.
That is surprising.
Defeat.
Bulleet.
Bulleet Ballet takes a point.
Good for them. You know, the Malga with Tyler, I think, is kind of like the definitely MVP for that round.
Yeah, I could see Tyler getting poached by a higher level team.
Yeah,
He's showing more promise.
definitely. I mean, you look at Bullfrick from the original CSGO team, and doesn't know Overwatch that well. A lot of those nades. He hit one good anti on the Dawn at the beginning of that second or third round.
Yeah,
And
those
the other times,
force gravity skills don't carry over.
yeah, he was just throwing them onto the back of Dig Dug most of the time when it wasn't even needed. Couldn't get those antis out really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, how much does Malga need boosted healing compared
yeah.
to how much does anti-ing Reinhardt basically guarantee his death? It's just not very well planned.
Yeah. So let's see what map Blue picks now that it is tied 1-1. Very surprising here from Bulleet Ballet after getting absolutely stomped by Hobo Sapiens.
Yes, quite.
And Blue,
Going
man,
up
they're...
against Blue of all people.
I know, you think
Although-
that they would...
Yeah. So many environmental deaths.
Yeah, that didn't help. I think a few times they're going for a reset, but a lot of the time it was accidental.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Talking with the coaches now, it looks like. See what they bring out.
Dijon Tower has been chosen here. I'm guessing both. I don't know why they'd go for capturing points again after
Yeah, I think
somehow losing to Bulleet.
my only guess is that Blue saw how terrible Bulleet did here yesterday. That they're confident enough.
Possible. Yeah.
Because, you know, Blue didn't do well on Ilios against cheaters. So
That is true.
and
yeah.
that was Bulleet's pick, so I think Bulleet knew that, but here, maybe it's
So
sort of a
here-
similar thing happening, where one team knows the other isn't going to perform well, but you never know. Tyler's
Yeah.
sticking on the Junkrat, and
Going
Bulfric
for
going
map
over to
counter pick.
Lucio, his main.
I
And
mean,
D12
both
has been
teams
swapping
have
as well.
Lucios here.
Yeah,
Lucio and Baptiste mirrors, but I mean, you've got Wi-Fi versus these borderline no names aside from Bulfric
yeah.
over on Bulleet Ballet. It's not even close. Definitely see them being out supported. And Dig Dug going
Misses
Rhine
the
again.
charge.
Come on, do you really think it'll work a second time? Especially against Winston, who Pablo knows that lightning cannon just turns shields into air. It does not matter. As Dig Dug goes down to a boop by Wi-Fi.
Not sure what he thought he was gonna. He really wants to play Ryan. I think he feels like he has to prove something to Dom. But
I mean, going Rhine against the Dawn, it's ballsy,
Yeah.
but you're not winning.
and Don is so
And
flexible.
as of course he accepts this, he goes Mauga after that first team fight.
Yeah, interesting.
And we do still see Tyler on Junkrat here,
What the?
but
What was
Winston is a bit better at countering just because his shield is 360 degrees, so his team can be covered by it a lot more effectively.
And no, I'm sure what Dig Dug was doing. I think he mistimed his charge, went right off the map. That did not help.
You know, I was really thinking we wouldn't see environmental deaths here,
They
and yet
Dig Dug
somehow
found
they
a
pull
way.
it off.
I hope he doesn't take that flank route. That didn't work out too well. There we go. Going straight down the center. Going for a
Goes straight
charge.
in on Mauga. Going for a 360 though. Misses the slam, but goes in on Healbot. D12 takes Bulfric. Dig Dug takes
Oh.
Healbot.
Nice hit there from Tyler on the D10, taking out that big DPS.
Tyler takes D10.
That's a D12 to clutch this up, and he can't.
Tyler goes for a triple now. D10 and D12. I mean, this is prodigious levels of gameplay from Tyler.
This is, yeah.
Even in his previous matches, he showed that he had so much potential, and he is being held back.
This is Tyler is the bot equivalent of Jake here. Just understands Junkrat so well, going for a really gutsy Riptire here. Doesn't know really who to
He's
target.
going for some
Oh,
absolute
he gets shot down.
hardcore, but he can't actually get close enough. His ability to pull off some dodges there without going for some fanciful around the map moves. Gotta respect it.
And the interesting thing
Mauga
too
popping cardiac.
is it ended
There
up
we go.
working extremely well because the rest of his team fell back after Dawn had already
Yeah.
dived.
Yeah. And what are you gonna do? Charge a Riptire?
Yeah.
Here we see Winston just sitting around, enjoying the view as he reflects with his team. But quite surprising. It's possible that Bulleet Ballet take this point. It's quite even now.
Yeah. Almost probably get to at least 70 before Blue can get a touch. Dawn here switches back over the Reinhardt. Doesn't care for the primal. He just wants to get this point back. Ooh, high noon
Yeah.
though.
He knows the move.
And here's the cage. Uh-oh.
But I mean,
Nice
come
beat.
on. No amount of caging yourself in with Pablo on Reinhardt. Oh, but damage window will do it.
And Punkrat finally getting used to the McCree. Takes 4 people out there. And there we go. Bulleet. I don't think Blue's going to get a touch. As close as they are. First
It
round
would
going
be
to Bulleet.
Heartbreaking to see Blue lose this. I'm sure almost anyone watching could agree that that would be ridiculous with their track record.
Yeah. That is...
But even then, they'd still have to win against whoever comes next, most likely Disconnect.
And... yeah, I don't feel like Bulleet's going to get very far. They might take out Blue. They're kind of in a slump right now. Blue is... I don't know. I don't think.
Season after season, they're down. But I believe, we believe, as the viewers, as the fans, as the referees and commentators, everyone wants to see Blue win this.
Blue, yeah, the fan favorite. Even more than Disconnect. Like, Blue is such a good team. It is a shame they're losing, especially to Amalga. You know that's got to be tough as a Reinhardt main for Dawn.
Hey, at least it's not Orisa.
True.
Gotta see the
I
good.
think we were all a little
in
tired of Sunset playing
situation.
Orisa yesterday.
Yep. Game after game. They're so unpleasant.
5, 4, 3.
Here we still see Dig Dug over on Malga. However, showing off his versatility, we see Pablo going Zarya.
Interesting pick. I mean, I don't know how well the bubbles are going to work. You only have 2. You got to make sure that's enough to survive a Malga charge.
But it is usually enough. See? Watch that.
Look at that
He
nice
covered
bubble
himself,
there.
Even popped to Wi-Fi with the second one, and just nullified that whole charge while building his own. Dig Dug and Pablo going at it hard. Dig Dug has anti, but is holding out.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no!
Barely messy right there.
That was nasty.
Huge there.
Dig Dug was so low too.
That anti nearly killed him. Looks like it's to be a reset for both DPS and supports at least. That was, yeah, Punkrat kind of clutched up there. Let's see what Dawn does.
See, going in from the side entrance, we see anti popped way earlier though. Everyone just absolutely melting away at Dig Dug, but his sustain holds out for a good few seconds.
Nice. D12 and D10 really stepping it up there. You saw D12. He was focusing them down while they had the invuln after they got stunned, so very nice retake here.
And it's interesting to see D12 is holding it together on Genji pretty well. Against stuff like Malga, which has the damage over time, it's a lot harder to live as a something squishy but so highly mobile as a Genji.
Yeah. Oh,
Speaking of
big
which,
blade. Doesn't go for
Blade
Tyler,
with
but
Kitsune Rush doesn't actually. I mean, it does clear him out, but it doesn't get Malga. It just kind of keeps him away from point quite
Yeah.
far.
Doug and Tyler falling back, but they're able to regroup very quickly.
And now they're going for that side entrance. Wi-Fi could be a quick pick here.
Oh, the double
And
bubble!
Once you look at that,
And here's the cage from Dig Dug, but he's anti.
Pablo called that Wi-Fi was gonna get charged, but now Pablo is alone here. No shields on cooldown. Bam. Tyler takes him out again.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic defense there from Blue. They really made it a messy fight. Took down both the supports at least. You guys saw Donk got one last one before he died. It looks like Bulleet are gonna regroup.
What's Bullfrick doing? Why is he chilling
What's the
there?
Bullfrick doing?
In a few 360s on the corner there.
Oh no, this is not
Riptide
looking
out.
good.
Everyone's grouped up.
But Wi-Fi comes in with the clutch there. Tyler gets one on the heal bot.
With the DPS aim. D12 takes Bullfrick. Tyler takes D12.
Oh my gosh,
Uh-oh.
this is painful for
Pablo goes
D10.
down to Tyler.
Oh.
D10 does take Dig Dug, but that is not enough. Tyler just cleared out. And there we go.
This might be game.
10%. That... No one is happy with this outcome.
This is not. Maybe Wi-Fi.
Ooh, D12 touches!
D12 gets the touch. He's gonna die for it, but that gives him enough time.
That is enough time, but with damage window, and we've got Nano on Kiri. Is that enough though?
No, it's not.
Probiotic melees Kiri to death there.
And that's second
That is
game
such a shame.
for Bulleet Ballet.
1-2.
Blue once again. Not looking good. Oh, the Malga comps. Again, these teams, they're... once they get that comp, they're just staying on that. Not nearly the back and forth we saw with Blue and Cheaters.
That was golden as far as content goes.
Yeah.
It had good plays, it had good back and forth, and it had good, outcome, I would say, if Blue won, but Cheaters somehow pulled through. And here, again, we see Bulleet is doing the same. It's so odd.
Yeah, I don't know. The bot league can be so much different than the normal OWCS, and that once they find a comp, they're sticking with it. They're not going to try and counter swap to get the maximum value. So yeah, let's see.
They don't need to.
Yeah, there's no reason.
Got Route 66 here.
Yep, interesting pick.
Definitely wondering what they go for.
Alright, coaches have talked with the teams, and we're back on Route 66. The first time, actually, it's appearing in this tournament. Not a very popular one, I don't feel like.
Yeah, it can be frustrating, especially toward the warehouse point, where it's just so tight and weird to navigate. It gets so one-sided quick.
Yeah. Let's see what the comps are.
Ready for battle.
And it looks
Orisa?
like... Yeah,
There we go.
Dawn on the Orisa. He knows this will stop them. It looks like Bulleet going off the Malga. He's just not going to be good here. Needs something like the dive on Winston. Staying with Lucio Baptiste. It's working out. Looks like a swap to Baptiste for Blue. And the two brothers on Blue as well. We got D10 and 12 on Hanzo and Genji.
All too symbolic here. And it is interesting to see Pablo on Orisa. You know when times are tough, when he takes out the cheap pick.
Yeah, he wants to play the Reinhardt, the Winston, so that he can go in deep on Orisa. You just gotta really play on point. There's not a whole lot that you can do. And he gets the early kill on the probiotic. That is very nice.
Yeah, that is so good. Keeps Invuln out while they have it. Pablo can just sit right on Invuln regardless of the wall anyway. And Dig Dug is out already.
Look at that target priority for Dawn.
Follows.
Kills Bullfrog right as he goes in spawn, then switches back to Tyler. Good first hold from Blue.
Tyler switching to Mei is very interesting, considering Junkrat's overwhelming success.
Yeah. Maybe he thinks, oh,
we've
Dig Dug
got
gets
an
two.
absolute death ball here, though. What is going on? Wi-Fi is flashbanged by Punkrat. Pablo has to back off as he targets down Punkrat. He just keeps touching, though. He moves back to contest. There we go.
They got
That's the clear.
one fight. Able to hold him just for a little bit. But look at Dig Dug's positioning there. Goes up quite far. That's where D12. If he was up there, he probably could have got a lot of damage in. I'm surprised to see D10 on the Hanzo. This is interesting place for it. I know it's pretty open, but the way that Bulleet are playing.
Yeah. So close to point. Unless you're just spamming out storm arrows or something.
Yeah. And there goes the invuln.
double invuln. Except Blue survives a good bit longer there.
Yeah, Dawn
Blue
not
is
down
low
yet.
and backs off with D10. D10 covers him. Probiotic oblivious to Pablo running him down.
There's the damage
But
window.
Probiotic takes him out.
D12 stalling just for a bit here, as he does best, but can't survive for too long. It looks like that's
Yeah,
going to be checkpoint.
Genji is just nowhere near as optimal as some of his other choices.
The payload has reached
Dig Duck once again scouting out. Oh, just barely. Blue can't get out in time to punish that.
I mean, that's the thing with Winston, is that he can do that.
Yeah, and popping
But
Primal
here we
early
see
here.
Primal! Just using it to keep him as far away from point as possible for a bit there.
But Dawn is able to force him back.
Ooh, here we see Blizzard. Healbot is frozen.
And here's the beat.
Abandoning the team. Bam! Meleeed by Bullfrick. D12 just kind of sat there. I wouldn't doubt if he thought that was their invuln for a second.
That's fair, yeah. And Dawn holding this forward position. You got 5 ults online. That should be enough to stop, but Dawn can't get staggered here. Holding very aggressively. He doesn't have any cooldowns. This is such a risky fight for him. His team isn't
Yeah,
nearly...
Nearly to half here. DPS all around him.
Always got
Wi-Fi
his
is here to
Wi-Fi.
back him up.
The Wi-Fi backs off himself. And Dawn goes down.
Ooh.
All you can rely on is maybe a dragon. But D12 goes down.
Full ults here.
D10 goes down.
We've just got to start popping ults.
I don't know
The
what...
economy is not that bad. A Terra Surge could be good enough.
This is
Kraken
rough.
would be nice though. As we touch oh so slowly towards that second point. With Blue not in sight.
Not close enough. They're going to be right at the doors when they push through.
has reached
They've got to slow him down. 3 minutes, 40 seconds is a lot in the time bank for Bulleet. Personally, I don't feel like D10's getting enough value on the Reaper. And even D12, you know, he's stalling for a little bit, but I think he'd be more comfortable on the main. Here is the Terra Sarge. All the ults
And
coming out.
there's some ults. Terra indeed manages to get a pick on Probiotic. And there goes Bullfrick to D12. Finally figuring out Genji a bit here. Using it as a good assassination player rather than just trying to get all the kills possible.
Yeah. Coming back into the fight.
There goes
Dig Dug isn't
Junkrat
here.
as well to D12. Bullfrick again to D12.
What was the game
He is
plan
going
there?
all in on support. Probiotic just backs off.
And Dawn gets the
right
kill
in
on the
spot.
Dig Dug very quickly.
But he is stuck up. Maywall. Tyler just kind of sitting in this bar alone. There he goes to D10. And Baptiste versus Baptiste violence once again. But once again, Healbot wins that fight.
Blue have locked in there. They're not letting them out of spawn.
Yeah, D10 finally has solid range to get those clean picks. We do see a flank here, though.
Very interesting move. They got the Blizzard. They got Deadeye. They got a lot of ult.
Ooh. And
here
there
comes
we
the
go.
Blizzard and the
Blizzard
Deadeye.
is out. Deadeye is out.
Oh, but he misses. He still get hopefully Probiotic can follow up on it, but Punkrat did miss.
D12 tried to hold for a bit there. And there goes D10 as well. And Pablo. 2 of those to melee. Dig Dug going crazy there. Wi-Fi putting in some damage. Just going for a touch.
Yeah,
But
didn't stall
not
very long.
really worth it. Yeah, he should have just stuck with the team. Waiting on their Kiri.
Stalled a good 2 minutes. Might be able to stall even more. Oops. Got the Terra
They
Surge ready.
do still have another Terra Surge here.
We know how that
Damage
can turn
window
fights.
on standby.
Oh, D10. Nice air shots there.
D12 is out to
Surge.
Primal Rage. Ooh.
Terra Surge didn't find
Ulfric
anything.
pops ult. Ulfric still goes down though. D10 and Wi-Fi. Now Wi-Fi and Healbot holding alone as Pablo moves back.
Wi-Fi keeping Healbot alive as he kills. Oh,
Kitsune Rush drops. How are you gonna live that at point blank range, Dig Dug?
they popped everything they had to defend. 30 seconds left. They get one more team fight.
Yeah. I mean, there's no ults for anyone right now. We might see a Blizzard if we go into overtime, but I'm not seeing much other than Deadeye.
Yeah, Deadeye, all you're going to have to work with. Wolfric going out, that's one healer down.
But the issue is they still have a good bit to push to only be staggering out with Deadeye to cause a scatter on the point.
Yeah.
And with 3 seconds, 1, 0, bam!
Yeah, you saw
49 meters on third point.
got in a position there, I think, for the Deadeye, but not enough time. And let's see how they change it up.
Definitely not a fan of the Winston.
Winston
you
was
could
weird.
really see, yeah. It struggled so much. It got a few decent plays, but against, anything with range, you can't do that much.
Yeah. Only dives so much, especially with the Lucio. You're really relying on that Baptiste for your healing.
And
So
what
yeah,
do we got now?
50 meters from the third point. A long way to push, but thankfully not a map completion. So all blue has to do is get it there. Won't have to go into any overtime rounds. Hopefully tie this up. And what do we got on comps?
Ready for battle.
Stigma on the defense. That makes
Make
sense.
sure to give me an emergency
Uh,
call.
Yeah.
I'm
Staying
sure
with the
Very
Lucio.
expected choice.
just in case.
Kind of curious. And then we have on blue. Is the only swap there.
They get
Or
the
he or
MT
Wi-Fi.
will be good.
Yeah.
They already have such limited healing.
battle
that-
draws
that-
near.
That
Ready
can be
yourselves.
enough to just shred through any tank. And especially Sigma, who
Yeah.
just does not do as well when you're stuck so close to a point against an Orisa, who already is good at shredding through while not taking too much damage themselves.
Attackers
Yeah.
incoming. Stop
Alright, let's
playing.
do D10 sticking on the Junkrat. I think it was a smart move. Able to get in a lot of damage there. Probably taking inspiration from Tyler, who's already
Ooh.
slept.
Healbot has been kept away from the team there. Hit with the rock by Dig Dug.
And there
But
goes Dig Dug.
takes so much damage. Oh, what a combo on Tyler there. You see him walk into the trap and then instantaneously hit with a conk.
Yeah, D10. Matching Tyler on the levels of strategy with this Junkrat.
Which is good, but really more is a testament to Tyler for matching such a legend in the field.
Yeah.
And yet they still stick around to their comp for the most part, but go for J Queen.
J Queen is. I think they're winning to brawl out D10 and D12 possibly. They know they can win those 1v1s better.
Yeah.
And there's the
Having
Ansi though.
But there's an immediate anti, bam, straight out of the air from Probiotic. D10 hits a good conk while airborne. Wolfric, Punkrat, Tyler goes down. D10 taking out 2. And it seems J Queen is alone. Takes out D12.
D12 caught out by Dig Dug, but it doesn't matter. They already got checkpoint.
Oh, Wi-Fi sneaking on the point there.
Didn't even realize.
Oh. But it seems like they actually still took last second, even with J Queen there.
Yeah. Very nice. Very sneaky by Wi-Fi. And it looks like Blue are actually going to be forced off the point. Good positioning there from Bulleet.
Yeah. Orisa is just walled into a corner. Can't really do much for a second.
Yeah.
Team is gone by that point.
You can see D12 kind of
And-
hovering around, but...
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
little
goes for
bit
the
of
dive.
both.
Oh, this doesn't look good for
I
D12.
respect it, but you're not winning that.
Nearly got Punk Rat.
Probiotic takes the kill.
Now they're gonna have to regroup. They got the Dragon Blade, the Tiger, and Terra Surge. Meanwhile, Bulleet doesn't have too much ready besides maybe a Deadeye.
Yeah. And then the following fight, we do see Nano being a possibility.
Yeah.
But, as a result, a Rampage comes up. Ooh, there's the Terra
There's
Surge
very
and
nice
Ripfire combo. Tyler, Punkrat, and Dig Duck go down.
Let's take them out.
Bullfric's the only one who can get there, but not gonna be able to do too much. Maybe
Yeah,
try
I
and
mean,
build some ult charge for next fight.
Lone Lucio, you're just gonna get beamed.
Got a little bit of charge there. It looks like Bulleet are gonna be able to contest with ults.
But for how long?
Yeah.
Like, sure, they have Blizzard, they have Deadeye, but if those don't get like a solid team kill, that's nowhere near enough. We see Blizzard, terrible Blizzard. Pablo walks into it, but he survives it. Tyler just backs off after popping Blizzard though. Dig Dug manages to take D10 and Healbot. Punkrat takes Pablo.
Yeah. And Wi-Fi goes down. Thankfully, Dawn did get one pick. Gonna delay them just a bit. Bullfric coming back, though. He's got the speed. And they dropped everything but beat against, what, Nano and Damage Window. Damage Window, not super strong with this comp. Probably gonna be looking for Dawn to shoot through it more than anyone else. Maybe D12 can get something off of it.
D10 could get some serious power plays.
True,
but that
yeah.
doesn't really complement Red style.
And Dawn is nanoed.
There we go. Just pop on point.
Oh.
Window on one side.
Nice save by
Nano
Bullfric.
on the other. Absolute pincer maneuver here. D12 kills himself. Charging off, I'd assume. I did not see where that happened.
I didn't either. Dawn
Pablo
holding.
is still blocked off here. D10 taking a flank, trying to get in some hits on Tyler, but he is low and playing safe. Oh, caught
It's
out.
Bullfric with the
still
total
by Big
mayhem.
Dog.
Bullfric cannot
Oh.
survive these fights, can he? Always getting picked up at the end. They got Terra Surge and Tire. Might be enough to push through next checkpoint. They looked very good there. Even with just a Nano and Window. Dawn got a lot of kills.
And now, I mean, Bulleet does not have anything even close to ready.
No, they'll probably get a Blizzard after checkpoint. But let's see what they can do. Dawn maybe getting in position for a Terra.
Yeah.
There we go.
Not liking this positioning. And there
Doesn't
we go.
get anything with
That's
it.
decent, though. I mean, the damage was enough. Probiotic still goes down. Tyler and Dig Dug go down. And Punkrat and Probiotic, Bullfrog. Poor Bullfrog. He cannot make it. Just killed constantly. Picked out and alone. That is their ults, though. Blizzard is not ready in time. They're taking this point,
Checkpoint
but
giving them.
not quite as efficiently.
Yeah, they're gonna have about, I think it's 30 seconds left, less than Bulleet did. Very interesting positioning there from Bulleet.
Ooh,
Probiotic going down.
Probiotic out again. Picked out of the air by Wi-Fi, who is holding a very long angle here. Quite a good shot. Dig Dug goes down to Wi-Fi as well.
And they're
The
turning this fight
grandma
around.
is not happy. There goes Bullfric and Tyler. And they're keeping it moving.
Only lost 30 seconds there. That was very good push there from Blue. Because you saw Bulleet jumped right down on top of him. It looked like Dig Dug was kind of holding the space. Got a kill on the Healbot very early. But I think the
but
disengage
Wi-Fi
there.
held. Yeah, Wi-Fi was holding so far away that they could not engage in time, so just had to pull off.
Burn some time with the Deadeye, making him fall back. Good sleep there.
Nothing to follow up with, though. Pablo is on Blizzard, so D10 gets the nano, and makes use of it.
Putting in a lot of damage, almost has a tire ready. But the fight's not looking too good for him. But Dig Dug,
Genji would pop Blade
there we
here.
go.
There's Riptire.
Probiotic goes down to the Riptire.
Poor Probiotic. Soloed out there.
Nice
There
finish
goes
there from
Rat.
D12.
This is a solid stagger as Wolfric has to go in alone just to try and
Good
get
ball,
a try.
Wolfric. And it looks like they might take it. Regardless, they have Blade, Terra Surge, and the damage window.
47, 50, 59.31 meters for Blue winning.
Man, Blue
That's what we
tightened
like
up their
to see.
comp so much.
I gotta say, Wi-Fi hold through with improved positioning.
Yeah,
Usually you see Honors playing far too close, but once they were able to get range on such an open map, especially with so little competition at long range, they were able to do so much more that no one could deal with.
yeah. And yeah, I don't know. I think the Junkrat also by D10 was a smart move.
Yes.
A lot of crowd control, a lot of poke damage. So yeah, let's see so it's 2-2 match point. Let's see what Bulleet can do. They lost last one, so they're gonna pick Havana, it looks like.
Now Havana, we both have quite the love-hate with it.
It
So what
can
do you
be,
think is gonna happen?
I don't know. This is a really long range one for until you get to second point. Then it goes to long range again. You can get some really nice snipes on that third point with the castle. Pretty much, untouchable when you're on that little turret there. But the first
Yeah.
point is going to be very hard. This is where most teams will full hold. And I think Blue has it in them, especially if they stick with something like the Reinhardt or Orisa, maybe even a Sigma. And it
Yeah,
looks
I'm expecting something with Shield, and there we do see Dig Dug on Rhine.
And Dawn on the Orisa. Again, it worked. But he wants to
Yeah,
play Ryan.
I think he'll go for the mirror eventually here, even after first encounter, because that is the honorable Rhine main move.
Yeah. And you see
And
Blue setting
here-
up very close to the doors. No Widow, no Ashe. I'm gonna play this more Brawl. You got a bit of range there with the Mei. It's not really on the Cassidy after the damage nerf. Or range nerf.
May and Baptiste are the closest thing they have to long range. Arguably Lucio, but the projectiles are so slow. And there we see Pablo taking picks. We see a pin. Dig Dug still misses it. Another pin!
The Fortify stops it
Pablo
though.
knows the counter. We see Invuln here as Dig Dug tries to just hold out. His team is able to return, and now Pablo is alone with D12. D12 keeps on touching!
He's touching.
He's contesting like a madman. Deflecting bullets like straight out of Star Wars there.
That was insane. I mean, yeah, Dawn was able to, or Dig Dug was actually able to hold on for a really long time. Was able to whittle down Don Pablo's health. And,
Yeah.
but D12, I think he has the Genji, so he can get back fairly quick while the rest of the team pushes ahead. They will take it on the first corner. Not too much progress for Bulleet.
And Blue does still have Ana on Wi-Fi. That cannot be forgotten. Which, as we've said, with a Rhine, anti is so powerful. As you're
Yeah.
quite dependent on kind of toggling between shield and health on survivability. And
Yeah.
if you're stuck not being able to heal, especially on something that is going straight at you like Orisa, you're not going to have long to work with.
All you got is the invuln field to hopefully keep you alive while it wears off, but there, Dig Dug slept
Big
out.
Doug already slept and speared. Pinning nothing. I think he caught this little clip in the corner.
Yeah, and double damage window. D10 got the tire. All
Solid
ults online
mirror.
except for that window now.
Tyler. Poor Dig Dug. He cannot hit a pin. Not to save his team. Meanwhile, Don Pablo is holding this charge with D10. Wi-Fi sitting back. Interestingly, taking a pretty forward approach still. Despite being longer range, he's still closer to the enemy side of the map.
Yeah.
Here we have Riptire!
Immediately detonated
Finally
the
hit
invuln.
someone.
There's the blade from D12. He's taken down.
Oh, but can Dig Dug get in some heals? It's looking like he's getting heals there. He's full. Pablo is not. Pablo goes down to Bulfric. Bulfric takes a Wi-Fi as well. Ooh! D10 takes out Mayhem to Punkrat after Dig Dug takes D10.
Oh, the total mayhem catching a lot of people off guard here. Looks like probably gonna get checkpoint. All three stacked up on it. If they don't, it's gonna be close. And if they don't, I think Blue can definitely full hold this with only 30 seconds. They might not even get back in time. Dig Dug does get the pin though.
Ooh, there's a pin!
Finally hitting something.
And a blizzard! Where? Where is
The
that
blizzard goes very wide. But Dawn, it's not looking good. They are down. And there goes your biggest damage
Dig Dug
dealer.
is still way off point as 9, 8, 7,
Well timed fortify, but it's not enough. He's forced
5,
off.
4, and we're back to 230. That was so close. And Pablo finally goes down after trying to hold on.
Yeah,
It's
that was.
very likely that they make some good ground waiting on Pablo.
Yeah, doesn't have that Rhine charge for the mobility. Going to be forced to just sort of walk back. No Lucio. They're really relying on the Ana and Baptiste. And I think it's working. I think that is better than the Lucio. Bulfric has been dying very fast in these fights. So I think that's sort of a sign to Blue that they don't switch to that. There's the window.
Here we see another window mirror, I think. I'm quite
Yes.
sure I heard two.
Yep, there are definitely two out.
Oh,
But
it was just a terrible spot. Right up against a wall there. Dig Dug goes for a pin. Misses.
it's
Tyler
just
takes
D10.
2. Dig Dug does hit the fire strike on D12 though.
And that might be second checkpoint already after one fight. Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
And it's such a strong
D10
comp.
going for a touch?
Maybe a touch here. Ah, I
Nope.
can't get down in time. That's rough.
Just barely avoids the contest.
And here's the Terra
That is a
Surge.
good ante though. That could be all the squishies gone. Healbot and D10 wiping out Punkrat, Tyler, Bulfric.
And once again, Blue holding on the second checkpoint. Right at spawn. But they used all their
Hopefully they
ults.
can- Yeah,
And there's
it
the
is
beat.
not great.
Not looking
there's
good
beat.
here.
Dig Dug is still taking a whole lot of
Ooh,
damage.
D10 though. He takes out the Baptiste. That's going to be no invuln. That's going to be not
But
good for them.
we lose Wi-Fi on Ana. That means no anti, so many less heals.
And Dig Dug all by himself.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
he flex the fire
he's
strike.
gotta really, really back off.
And he
yeah.
gets staggered really badly. That's.
With
Are
the
Bulleet gonna
clunk as
take
well.
this? Bulleet are gonna take this. D12 does get caught out. D10 sort of being sneaky around the payload here. And there's the Blizzard. This one also goes very
Blizzard
wide.
is, yeah.
This is
The
the nano.
Blizzards have not been it at all. Tyler is low here. Wi-Fi takes Bulfric.
Point
Poor
blank. entire.
Twice now, I do believe.
Yeah,
that
on
it's
this map
just been-
alone.
Yeah. It has saved him.
Yeah. Probiotic does get Wi-Fi this time. Dawn doesn't have Fortify
Ooh,
ready.
that's a bad pin. Pablo is way out now. And it... Ooh, D12!
Look at D12 here with Tyler.
doing what he does best.
He stalls it. He forces them back, gives his team time to regroup. And that means we have a Blade and Terra Surge coming up. But that's going to be up against, you know, Shatter, Deadeye, Field. So it's going to be a very close fight here. But if Bulleet loses this, they lose the round. Let's see here. What Blue's approach is.
I mean, corner, right there.
Immediate
we see
Terra.
Surge. We see Sword! No one's getting out of that. Dig Dug misses his pin as well, but we do see Damage Window come out.
Yeah.
Pablo and Dig Dug playing back and forth around it, but Dig Dug still goes down to heal bot. Baptiste, DPS is immaculate. Tyler is alone there. Yeah, you're not living. Not with 10 health. Wi-Fi may go for a second pick on Probiotic, who is being forced way back.
Yeah, I don't know
Where
what
is he
Probiotic's
going?
doing over here. D12
He's
does
going
some
for
damage.
spawn camps.
That was
49.3. Whew.
Score.
This is a bit
I
closer than I
believe.
thought it was gonna be.
Yes. That's how we like it, though.
Yep. Let's see what the coaches have to say. Any lineup swaps?
I don't think Dig Dug will stick with Ryan, and possibly Pablo switches over to Ryan himself.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is it. They're going all in on Sweat.
This is the comps here. They're trying to evaluate each other, seeing how they can poke holes in it, how they can play around it. But the Orisa is just unstoppable.
Initiating match.
And again, about the same spot. I think a bit farther back than on Route 66, but similarly.
Yeah, I believe that was 59.3, but
Yeah.
otherwise, by length, basically the same point.
Yeah. And I do think though if they might be able to get another respawn with that 10 extra meters. Bulleet that is.
Definitely.
So we'll see how it plays out.
Ready for battle.
Looks like Dig
And
Dug on the
from
ram,
Ultra,
Hey,
but no other changes.
Is it gonna rain?
Still sticking with Lucio, despite all of the punishment Bolfric has been through.
The marvels of modern science.
I mean, Bolfric, that's his main. That's the only character he knows how to play. We saw him on the Ana, and that was not good.
It is a bit weird for a CS2 player, though. You'd expect him to be on, I don't know, Widowmaker, 76 maybe?
Yeah,
That seems a
more
bit
traditional
familiar.
character. Yeah, this. I mean,
Yeah.
again,
I mean, it explains why he's struggling.
yeah, just doesn't understand the game as well.
4.
Look at D10 here, shoving his face up against the window. While the rest of his team sort of
He's
sitting back.
excited.
He's going straight in, and he immediately
And
dies.
completely abandoning the team. But now Nemesis is out of the way with Anti on Dig Dug.
Look at, yeah, D12 there with Dawn going in for the back line.
Pablo is full.
Bolfric
Dig Dug
going
is
down.
out.
Dig Dug
Bolfric is
goes down.
down.
Look, Rex
Popping
is sort of
another Nemesis is not enough. There
very
you go.
nice.
And Tyler is just
Javelin right to the head as soon as he finishes that. And yeah, won the first fight, which is better than Bulleet did.
but again, expected for Blue here.
Yeah, they're locked into this comp. D10 and D12 playing amazingly. You saw D12 dive into the back line there. Worked out really well. And the Ram against no shields. You got the Nemesis. I think his second one is a second life. Immediately
Yeah.
pops it though.
However, he has not used it great as that second light ability. Especially when you're constantly anti. You can't even get that healing back in the first place. That's
Yeah.
what makes Nemesis so powerful. Again, Tyler is alone behind their wall. Bullfrick is probably gonna die here. Let's be real.
Against the entire enemy team, it's not looking good for him.
Annihilated by D10. There goes Tyler.
Doesn't even touch the point to
dagger.
stall. And doesn't look like Bulleet are gonna get a touch. They hit their closer respawn, but it doesn't matter. I mean,
Yeah.
looking at ults, you got Terra Surge and Riptire.
445. You've got ults ready across the board.
Yeah, this is gonna be a rough road for Bulleet. They already got the antis. Doug goes into that.
And Terra Surge, bam! Nemesis's whole health pool gone. D10 and D12 putting in the work they're known for. I think
Amazing.
it's very important to note, though, that Pablo leads the charge. Meanwhile, Dig Dug commands one and sits back on that initial encounter, and his squishies are punished for it while he's in the middle of the Nemesis animation. It's not very tank-like, really. It's cowardly.
He's just, not playing very well. And there's a high noon. Does get D10 out.
Ooh.
Very nice drop shot there.
D10 conks him, and D10 pays for it. Ooh.
Messy fight here. Pops. Yeah, Pops Annihilation to get Wi-Fi out. Maybe even taking out Dawn. But Healbot's right there to heal bot.
Definitely hold point for now. Yeah, Pablo is just kind of poking around. He's right on a health pack. He does whatever he wants. Yeah. Ooh, there's a Nemesis again.
Nemesis, Dig Dug popping it very early, and Dawn gonna go down here.
Nemesis goes for the rotate, though, and takes the health pack out from under Pablo.
It looks like rest of Blue gonna regroup. I mean, we've seen Bulleet scatter their team, stagger really heavily by trying to push in when they shouldn't. So, smart move. They got the Blade against Blizzard Beat and maybe a Window, but the Blizzards from Tyler, he is not nearly as good on May as he is on Junkrat.
Definitely with the Blizzards.
Yeah,
that we
I
have
don't
noted.
think I've seen a single one hit well.
Yeah, I think we've seen one person even get frozen, as once again, I have no clue where that Blizzard was.
Dawn ate the Blizzard with the Javelin spin, which is just
legendary.
Hilarious. And Dawn flanks around the back. There's the anti. And it looks like that's a fight win. They lose D10.
Yeah.
That's about the only
Tyler
casualty.
is frozen for now, but already being mag dumped. And
Look
Dig
at Dig
Dug is
Dug.
alone, but so far off point.
There's just, what do you do against this?
I would not be surprised if the coaches put him on some different role.
Yeah.
He does not tank like a tank should.
He does not understand the role as fundamentally as Dawn does. Staggered out heavily there. Robotics like, hey, Dig Dug, where'd you go? Yeah, I don't think he's gonna last very long up against D10. Immediately conked to the face. And the supports too, you saw how low D10 was there, but Wi-Fi keeping him alive.
Yeah. Pablo barely
survives that fight. He is one tick away.
Grabs some overheal and full heal just like that.
Tyler, good stall.
That is why Blue is such a great team. They work even in the worst of situations to pull through.
Yeah. Dawn. You saw him in the 1v2 doing better than Dig Dug in a 1v1 there, so almost gets javelin off the map too. D10 taking a very aggressive position, knows he has the respawn advantage. And they got 5 ults online. Here's the Deadeye. And the window.
With damage window.
But Deadeye's not
Another
going to find
damage
anything.
Window. Dig Dug had shield up, countering window though.
Oh, Wi-Fi gets the nade kill on the Punkrat, and Dawn's already back.
Bullfrick takes Wi-Fi though. Bullfrick is low here though, and goes down. There
Total
goes
mayhem killing Probiotic.
To mayhem again.
And
Yeah,
Blue might have
as a
this.
Rhine man, mayhem. Not a fan of it.
And yeah. Bulleet are not going to be able to touch, I don't think. And even if you do, you're up against a Terra and a Riptire. And they're
Yeah.
going to be right
Your
into that.
team will be gone instantly, even if they push. And
Oh,
here we
barely
go.
touching.
Pump as many ults as you want. It's
Tyler.
not enough. You've got a minute and a half to hold right there.
Yeah.
0.66 meters. Probiotic goes down to Pablo. Even if you're pushed off point, how long does it matter?
They had to pop everything they had there. They've maybe got a Blizzard, but that's not going to do too much, I don't think. D10 gets a nice one on the Punk Rat, but can't stay alive. There's the Blizzard.
There's Blizzard.
Finally in a good spot.
Maybe Healbot is finally. I believe Healbot was caught previously, but again, no one can follow up because it's just not an effective spot for the team.
Yeah. And it does look like I was correct. I mean, Bulleet did get a last-minute touch because of where the payload was. Wi-Fi coming around. Gets the jump sleep on the Dig Dug. That is.
Oh, that's a big conk. Everyone's out of position.
And they
Bam! There you
they
go.
C9. Dig Dug forced off the point. And Tyler walls himself off. Just impressive.
Proven once more why they are the GOAT.
Yeah, just the comeback there. Switching to that Orisa, really dominating on the Junkrat, on the Genji, Baptiste, on a just they understand the game so much better than Bulleet did. Like Dig Dug, you saw some very questionable tank plays. Not really tanking,
Yeah.
just sort of running in as another DPS. Bullfrick didn't know how to play Lucio well. He had some good beats, I'll give him that. But other than that, you saw how he was on Ana. Like, the Malga comp worked, but those nades were not it, so... Very nice game
And
there.
in general, Blue works to better together.
Yeah. It's such a team-focused comp. We've seen Dawn push into the back line super deep. And you have Wi-Fi and Healbot right there, keeping him alive just at the right moments.
You'll see Pablo with 10 health, and then you'll see he's hit with Bionade and hit with Heal Nade at the same time.
Yeah.
And an immediate change in how the battle goes.
Right back up to full health, able to keep fighting even when Dig Dug isn't. And yeah, I think just a really good team. Even Don, he was D12 pushing in on the Genji, and Don was right behind him in case he needed to get out. So, great game
And
there.
as a last-ditch effort, you always knew D12 was ready to go in alone if
Yeah.
it meant 1 extra second.
Yeah, you saw so many times he was able to use that deflect to stall on the point for a second where everyone else was walking back. So, yeah, amazing game there. We see Blue is going to be moving on in the lower bracket. They've beaten Bulleet. And, yeah, Bulleet is out of the competition. First team to go out. Kind of expected. But they put up quite a bit of fight against Blue. So, kudos to them for that. Yeah, so next we are going to have day 4 is probably going to be on Monday. Maybe Sunday, but most likely Monday. And we will have the lower bracket again. That will be Kraken against Disconnected Gaming. And both teams, I think,
Exciting to see.
yeah, very good, but kind of upset losses. Kraken, took first point on Icon Load really well, but they did not know what to do against that Orisa comp, as we saw with Sunset really dominating top 501 there. And then, yeah, Disconnected again. Really weird stomp from them. Just weren't prepared for the Ramatra, I think, because Ramatra is kind of a goofy pick in a meta where Reinhardt, Orisa, even Sigma are dominating. But yeah, so next time, Kraken versus Disconnected. Bulleet is out, and Blue is moving on in the lower bracket. After the lower bracket finishes, we'll go back up to the upper where we'll see Cheaters and Hobo Sapiens, and also Iris versus Null Sector. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you next time for day 4. And yeah, goodbye.
And remember, teamwork makes the dream work. That is what Blue has done.
Indeed.